Shanti. Good evening and welcome to those of you able to join us here live, and also greetings to those of you joining through the YouTube video later on. We have a bonus Thursday this January month. It feels like a blessing. Usually we have 4 Thursdays in the month, and this January we have 5. Those of you who have joined us or have tuned in to the YouTube videos later on, you'll know that we're reading some different points of specialities of Brahma Baba and churning on that, thinking about that, reflecting on ourselves. Because Baba always wants us to see Father Brahma, follow Father Brahma. So it's a good opportunity for us to take some time to do that. So I'll hand over to Ranjanben now to read some points. And then afterwards, we can have a bit of a chat if you'd like to. Over to
Om Shanti. Good evening to all. Now, today, Baba's specialty number 14 is constant balance of karma and yoga. 2 days ago, I think we had a blessing, or today also, that
today.
I am an incarnated soul.
Yeah, today's Morally was on this theme, so I thought let's read this speciality. During the Amrit Veda, I will do.
Oh, okay. So, and this is a beautiful Mama Baba's, but silent Bible. You know where Tower of Peace is. There just used to be a ground, and they used to play badminton there. It was there, wasn't it?
Yes.
Everything. There was some grass and just so. Okay, you'll have that photo tomorrow. So constant balance of karma and yoga. Number 1. Brahma Baba constantly had a balance of karma and yoga in his life. He was a karma yogi in the sakar form. No matter how busy someone may be, no one could be busier than Brahma Baba. Even so, Brahma Baba demonstrated being a karma yogi. Baba often says in the Murli that he has so many children, so the entire world to look after. That's why Baba says no one is busy. Yet Baba demonstrated being a karma yogi. He always considered himself to be the one who was doing, not the one who was inspiring it to happen. He always considered himself to be the one who was doing, means he was Karanhar, and Shiv Baba was Karavanhar, the one who indirectly did through Brahma Baba. Like we are Karan Karavanhar when we use our sense organs or our hands, legs, whatever, we mind, body, mind and intellect, we guide. So at that time, I'm the master, Karavanhar, and my sense organs and my mind and subtle organs, they do according to my direction. So in the same way, Shiv Baba here, Brahma Baba always had this awareness of being an instrument, true trustee, so he always, and humble humility. And so he kept that balance and awareness that Shiv Baba is the Karan Karavan heart, and I am the Karan heart doing himself demonstrated by being karma yogi. He always considered himself to be the one who was doing, not the one who was inspiring it to happen. By considering Baba to be the one inspiring everything, you will constantly remain light no matter what task you perform. So it is the Shiv Baba who is the Karavanha, and then you remain light. So, in order to be Karma Yogi, you must give the wire of your intellect to Bapdala, means the intellect should always be constantly connected, that wire connection. The one who makes everyone act is making you act. I am not performing karma, but instead I am performing a dance. The Baba says, do it as if you're performing a dance. Through this awareness, you will remain ever happy and not get tired. Just as the soul and the body perform actions whilst being combined, in the same way, let karma and yoga be combined. Do not forget remembrance whilst performing actions, and do not forget to perform actions whilst staying in remembrance. So the balance here. Because Baba mainly says that don't become just the action conscious, then you will get tired. But if you have yoga and Baba's company, many say that when they go into the field of action, they forget to have remembrance. This proves that their karma and remembrance have become separate. Therefore, let both of them remain combined. Your title is a karma yogi. Stay in remembrance whilst performing actions, and you will remain light. You will not experience any burden from actions. Any type of rubbish, that is, any vibrations of Maya, will not be able to touch you. So, by having this balance, Baba said you will not experience any burden from action, any type of rubbish, that is, any vibrations of Maya will not be able to touch you. So those are the benefits by being keeping a balance. A karma yogi means one who lives like a lotus flower. Today also Baba said we are becoming like a flower. So here karma yogi means one who lives like a lotus flower. Number 3, to perform every action whilst being with the Father is the balance of karma and yoga. Whether you are performing lokic actions or alokik actions, no matter what actions you are performing, keep Baba, the Almighty Authority, as your companion, as your friend. So, friend as well as the companion. Constantly have the experience of being a companion whilst playing the part of being a karma yogi. That is, remain combined. Whilst performing karma, check again and again if you are light. That is, check to see that is a lightness. So check to see if you have lightness inside in you. check that there is no burden. If there is no burden, then others will not pull you towards themselves, and karma will be transformed into yoga. So that is, uh, Baba says you're checking. If you check, when you check and then nothing has pulled you, that means that.
Do you want to read that one again?
Yeah, it's a nice one.
It's a good one.
It is very deep. Like, that Murli Baba said, why do you carry burden when Baba is there? It was the 15th October 2007 only. That was read on 26th October 25. And Baba was saying again, give your burden to me, you forget me. So this is nice to, Baba is guiding us what our state should be and our checking, subtle checking. To perform every action, so Shailen Bhai asked me to read again. So number 3 it is, to perform every action whilst being with the Father is the balance of karma and yoga. Whether you are performing lokic actions or alokic actions, no matter what actions you are performing, keep Baba, the Almighty Authority, as your companion, as your friend. Constantly have the experience of being a companion whilst playing the part of being a karma yogi. That is, remain combined. Whilst performing karma, check again and again if you are light. That is, check to see that is there is lightness, must be that is lightness or there is lightness. Check that there is no burden. If there is no burden, then others will not pull you towards themselves. So this is a good checking point, that if there is no burden, then others will not pull you towards themselves, and karma will be transformed, not transferred, but karma will be transformed into yoga. Number 4, stabilize yourself in your incorporeal stage. Take the support of the corporeal body and perform actions on the field of action as a karma yogi. This is the stage of being like the Father. We say we all want to become like Bap Saman, equal to the Father. Brahma, like Lakshmi Narayan today say, Baba said, keep that your aim and objective. In history hall there is a translate of Lakshmi Narayan. And Baba always used to point to that, and he always kept that in his awareness, and he used to dance sometimes. So this is why Baba is teaching us how to become equal to Father. To take support of the physical organs means to constantly perform actions. To perform karma here, it says. To take support of the physical organs means to constantly perform karma. Therefore, just as you cannot stay without performing actions, in the same way, you cannot stay without remembrance, that is, without having yoga. This is why, as well as performing karma, you are yogis, karma yogis. The natural practice of the physical organs is to perform karma. You do not have to make effort to move your hands and feet. In the same way, in Brahmin life, the natural task of the intellect is to remember Baba. So, whilst keeping a balance of karma and yoga, be a karma yogi. Number 5, whilst performing action, let there be a guard on your intellect so that there is a constant balance between karma and yoga, because Maya first attacks the intellect of the Brahmin children. She first breaks the connection of the intellect. For this, make your intellect powerful by performing the spiritual drill. Become a resident of Paramdham in one moment, become an avyakt angel in the next moment, and in another moment, become a karma yogi and perform actions with the support of the physical organs. So, remembrance as well as the drill. Baba has been giving us drill, and all the mulis mostly on Sundays. This is having the control over the power of thought. You should be able to have whatever thoughts you want for whatever length of time you want. Your intellect should be able to remain stable wherever you want for as long as you want. So Baba is pointing out that we are the masters, we are the kings who can order, so self-sovereign. So only those who have such a right can become karma yogis. So have a right on all your senses and organs, as well as right on Baba with the relationship with Baba and the connection. The Baba helps. Baba says it's your birthright to get help and support from Baba with all the relationships. Number 6, perform actions through the physical organs and at the same time through the power of your mind. Now, that was about the intellect, first 5 points. Now, this is point number 6. Baba has come to the mind now. Perform actions through the physical organs and at the same time, through the power of your mind, continue to spread powerful vibrations filled with love and everyone's cooperation. So today also it was about the mind, wasn't it? Yeah, you can explain after today's. I think it was the objective signal or something. It was about the mind. Or maybe the slogan, I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but it was.
And is that last line that you will get everyone's cooperation?
Yeah. Oh, I'll read it again. Perform actions through the physical organs at the same time, through the power of your mind, continue to spread powerful vibrations filled with love and everyone's cooperation. You may be performing actions, but let there be the balance of karma and service through the mind at the same time. This is the balance between karma and yoga. In the beginning, you practiced having a very elevated stage even whilst performing ordinary actions, so that even whilst performing ordinary actions, you appeared to be an image that granted visions. Through Sakar Baba, you experienced that the ordinary form disappeared and it was only the angelic form you saw. Means in the beginning there was not knowledge, there was still, Baba was researching that what is happening with, and so they were used to do yoga, but Baba, they used to have visions from Baba as soon as they looked. Baba means in the beginning, wasn't it, Dadis? I'm sure you heard a lot of stories from this. There's a lot on them. YouTube from everyone. But Baba is saying in the beginning there was this part, because that's how they're unnoted, what you call, everything was tangled. So, and they remained in yoga, and this is how gradually the knowledge, they started to understand everything. So, in the beginning, you practiced having a very elevated stage, even whilst performing ordinary actions, so that even whilst performing ordinary actions, you appeared to be an image that granted visions. Through Sakar Baba, you experienced that the ordinary form disappeared and it was only the angelic form you saw. In the same way, let there be visions granted through you whilst you are walking and moving around. However, for this, you have to become a karma yogi. So yesterday's Avyakti signal of yesterday was somewhat like that. So if you have time, revise that yesterday's, and about the mind, I think it was Avyak signal from today. I was listening to Mohini Didi about the mind. And Baba said the thoughts are more important. So checking the mind. Is mind having right thoughts according to Baba's Srimad, or are there negative thoughts? So there's mind wanders off, then intellect also wanders with that. So, and they start to disobey the soul, the king. And then the sense organs also create mischief. So Baba is saying, have this attention and checking, subtle checking as well as checking the senses. Number 7, whenever you begin any task, check whether you are carrying out that task with pleasure and enjoyment. No matter what the task is, do it with pleasure. Whether it is hard work or whether you go to your job, even if there is the experience of labor, do not relinquish it, but have the balance of karma and yoga, and you will experience everything to be easy. Do not think, and then it's in inverted commas, I shall have yoga after finishing this task. So do not think, Baba says, I shall. So don't allow this thought, because this thought is not, it's not going to benefit you or in keeping the balance of yoga. So Baba is pointing out that do not think, I shall have yoga after finishing this task. Let there be yoga with karma, because day by day, the situations and circumstances are going to get more tense. So Baba reminds us of the Murli. Baba said, some say, Baba, we will do it. So Baba said that is carelessness, laziness, and bahanabazi. Yeah, bahanabazi.
Excuse me.
Excuses. Don't allow that. That is Maya's trick to pull you towards her, and then you have a lot of loss. And Baba said your thoughts are powerful. Let there be yoga with karma, because day by day the situations and circumstances are going to get more tense. If you do not have the balance of karma and yoga at such a time, your intellect will not be able to give an accurate judgment. So, therefore, through having the balance of yoga and karma, increase your power of making decisions. So with all these powers, be aware of all the 8 powers. This is the power to discern and judge. but all the 8 powers, this is one of them. Number 8, the nature of Brahmin life is to stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. To take a Brahmin birth means to tie a bondage of remembrance. Just as those Brahmins have one or another sign of their Brahmin life, in the same way, the sign of this Brahmin life is remembrance. So in the Lokik, they always have something. They would have a choti or they would have something. You see all the sannyasis and others have their own marks, is it? Symbols. They have their own tradition and symbols, systems. So Baba says here with Brahmin life is remembrance. Therefore, it should be natural to stay in remembrance whilst performing action. It should not be that you forget remembrance whilst performing action. Both should be together because there isn't that much time that your remembrance would be separate from your karma. Remembrance and karma should both be simultaneous or simultaneous. Become experienced in this and experience success. Perform every action for the sake of service, and there will automatically be the balance of karma and yoga. Number 9, to stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance whilst performing every action is to be a karma yogi. To be loving and detached whilst engaged in karma is to let the self move forward. So that is also, Baba mentioned the lotus flower. So that is always detached. So with the balance, to be loving and detached whilst engaged in karma is to let the self move forward. With the balance of karma and yoga, constantly continue to move forward and enable others to move forward. This is a very much loved life. Means when others see you, they will be inspired to do the same. So Brahma Baba always kept attention on himself. Do service and also experience happiness. Both should be simultaneous. For Brahmins, if there is no service, they cannot, what do you think Baba said? Sleep comfortably. For Brahmins, if there is no service, they cannot sleep comfortably. So Baba says in your thoughts and all, even while you're sleeping, you should be in yoga and doing mansa seva or so serving yourself and others, even in your thoughts. Service brings the sleep of comfort. Service is not just service through words, but there is service at every second. Service is merged in every thought. No matter what type of service you do, that is, whatever action you perform, never forget the pilgrimage of remembrance. Only then will you be called karma yogis. Number 10, in order to have the balance of yoga whilst performing actions, you must constantly experience the company of the Father as the companion in every action. He is with you as your companion, and he is such a companion that he makes all your actions very easy. How can you forget him? Baba is questioning. Such a companion who makes everything, and yet how can you forget him? So Baba is amazed and questioning us. In an ordinary way, also, if someone gives you cooperation, then you thank him from your heart again and again. Baba is the one who, as a companion in the combined form, makes easy everything that was difficult. So, how can you forget such a companion? I think it is Shiv Baba, because Shiv Baba often is in the capital him H and capital C. So Shiv Baba doesn't eat anything, but he always eats wonder. He wonder in Hindi, we say wonder khata hai, means he eats wonder. He's it surprises Shiv Baba. And he always says to Brahma Baba, why aren't they ready? Why don't they? So here he is having this amazement. Just as Baba is merged in Dada, that is Brahma Baba, big brother, our big brother and big mother, and Dada is merged in Shiv Baba. In the same way, let karma be merged in your yoga and yoga be merged in karma. Shall I stop here? It's 10 because there's more and there's a lot. So if someone wants to ask anything and okay, clarify anything.
Do you want to share
No,
something?
no, I've shared enough.
I think 2 points really stay with me from those. That point about giving our burdens to Baba as being part of this karma yoga process, keeping the Almighty Authority with us, and creating internal lightness through that companionship. And how Baba was explaining that that internal lightness will prevent you from being affected by the outside world. So I felt that that was a very good point, that where Baba was connecting all of these things. So sometimes we look at Baba the companion as a separate thing, the combined form as a separate thing, the burdens, another thing, lightness, another thing. But what I liked about that point was Baba combining it all. And it became clearer for me that what is karma yoga? Karma yoga is my ability to work with Baba so that I remain light all the time. And I think that was just such a good point and something I will take on board and work with. And then the other point that I liked was Baba describing this karma yogi stage as such a lovely life, such a beautiful life, wonderful life. And I hadn't thought of it that way before. Often the roles that we play, the tasks that we do, they become an identity for us. So if you're parent or something like that, that's such a big role because what you're doing and that role is defining you. If you have a particular profession, you're defined by that profession. It's your identity, it's what you do. And what I felt from that point, being a karma yogi is a wonderful life, is Baba was underlining it as an identity. that this is now your profession. If someone asks you, what do you do? Well, I'm a karma yogi. That's my job. My job is to perform actions in Shiv Baba's remembrance. And over time, you become better at it. So Baba was saying in other points as well that the more you do it, the more natural it will become. And that's the same with anything, isn't it? After a while, you don't have to think about it so much because it becomes a sanskar to do something. Like, for example, first time you learn how to cook, you have to think about so many things. And after a while, you're not thinking at all how to do it. You learn how to drive a car. At the beginning, we all remember when we learn how to drive, there's so many things to think about all at once. And after a while, you're not thinking at all about anything. It just happens. So to really see karma yoga as a job, not in a burdensome way, but in an identity way. That what am I meant to do here? What is my purpose? My purpose is to be a karma yogi. That's what I do. That's who I am. So it also takes us away from identifying with role, or body conscious roles and actions, because I can be a professor, I can be something else, I could be a center teacher, but actually that's not my job. My job is to be a karma yogi. So I'll definitely be practicing those 2 points in these coming days. So it is a special day, the fifth Thursday in this month of January. And I wonder if any of you who are able to be with us live now would like to share anything or ask anything.
Shanti, brother. Shanti, Shanti. I've been rushing to come back because I was at the center, and then it's a little more than nearly an hour it took me to get back. There's traffic. Sorry, I missed because karma is really a topic for me. Um, there were two things for me in the beginning. It was karma philosophy and the Murli and Baba. And in today's mood, I was contemplating while I was coming back. And, Baba said today about love, um, love only what is imperishable. And I was thinking, what in this world is imperishable? You know, even this knowledge will finish. We will not have this. It is imperishable as far as it will come back. But even the knowledge is not imperishable. And that I am thinking, I say, it's only Baba and the soul is imperishable. And that's what and who we have to love. And the other thing that I was contemplating on, and when Baba was talking about, he had visions. So we don't know exactly when Shiv Baba came. And I was thinking about the daddies that, they had visions of Brahma Baba as being Krishna, and they worshipped Krishna. And I was thinking about why their love is so deep for Brahma Baba, because and in the beginning, as Baba has alluded to at times, that he didn't know what was happening. And I think at one point he thought he was God until the knowledge became clear. But it's the love that the daddies have, for Brahma Baba. And it is this thing of him being Krishna that made that love so strong. They had love for him because many of them were related to him. But because they had their vision, knowing now that he is Krishna, and they would have actually worship him, I feel, in the beginning, thinking that he's Krishna. Even Brahma Baba thought he was Vishnu who he was worshiping. And so their faith in Brahma Baba was so, so strong until the knowledge was clarified who really is Shiv Baba. And so that I've been thinking about that coming down because, why is it the daddies, on many levels, their effort is so much more than ours, and they are the examples for us because those are the ones now we know. We didn't know Brahma Baba, at least in the physical. But so those are my thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, sister. Well, firstly, thank you for reminding me about that point of the loving the imperishable. I had forgotten to put it in today's recording. But you're quite right, that was a main point of today's morally. And I think it sums up the efforts we have to make. It was today's morally in a sense you could really just focus on that and it tells you what you got to do and what is the purpose of this life. And that's why today we also chose these points on karma yoga. And I think it's this training we have to give ourselves, isn't it? Like you're saying, Baba always says to us, doesn't he? Just remember the 3 points. Because what else is imperishable? Just love that. I suppose we could think of it in terms of accumulation as well. Accumulating blessings, they become imperishable. These types of things that actually go with the soul. So thinking about loving the thing, like on one side, you're right about knowledge, it doesn't go with the soul. But I think still knowledge stays with us in the form of virtues. So in that sense, it still is imperishable. It also stays with us in terms of the accumulation of good karma. So it changes its form, but it would still be imperishable because it's from the imperishable Father. And we can see the long effect of it. So I think the other definition of imperishable is long lasting. So the fact that the effect of all of this is for the full half cycle, that would also be, in the sense, something imperishable. So it's like the inheritance. There's so many morals on that. Remember the father and the inheritance. So in that sense, that would all, I think, come under loving the imperishable. Whereas here, it's birth by birth, isn't it? It's uncertain. One birth must be the basis of the next birth. So we're always a bit uncertain. Everything is imperishable. Things can end so suddenly. Things end in the middle of things. We know all that. We have been through the island. So it is very different. And as we know, happiness as well, it can be tainted. Even the happiness is tainted with sorrow so often. And then your other point, yes, it's something I have thought about. And it does strike you how much the daddies were not just in love with Shiv Baba, but they were very much in love with Brahma Baba. And as you're suggesting, probably it was being in love with Brahma Baba first. And I think you're right. It was that transference of their love for Sri Krishna. But what Baba was explaining today was that as a soul goes into a stage of being like a flower, they become very attractive. And he was drawing the parallel with babies. And it's not just human babies, is it? Like you see the nature documentaries and like a baby lion, and you feel like you'll just go and cuddle, and you might even buy a toy for a child of a baby lion. Now, as they grow, they'll just eat you. Like they're not cuddly at all. But it's like this feeling that when there's a child of any species, almost, there's a cuteness about them. And I think what happened with Brahma Baba and with Mama was that they went into this stage that Baba described today of being the flower immediately. So when Baba says Jivan Mukti in a second, liberation and life in a second, I think it does apply to them. Many years back, when I was at the London Centre, we used to spend nearly the whole day there for 18th January. I can't remember whether the live Morley transmission had started by then or not, because that would then keep you until the afternoon. Our time, it would be about 2 p.m. And but otherwise, anyway, we used to stay there much of the day. Devi Janki used to prefer that we stayed at the center most of the day in that atmosphere. And the Morley would come to London first by fax. So also by 6 p.m., we might have some of the Morley. And I remember, and there was a part of that day one time, there was a question and answer session with Lady Janki, and Sister Janti was interpreting. And one brother had come from one center in Europe somewhere, and he asked a question which I think we were all a little puzzled about. Even Sister Janti, I remember as she was interpreting, she was a bit puzzled about what she was interpreting. And the brother asked that, did Shiv Baba put Brahma Baba into his complete angelic form at the very start of the yagya? And so, I can still remember Sister Janti's face, sort of like quite a puzzling thing, because we see that logic, don't we? Brahma Baba started here and he ended up as an angel on 18th January 1969. And she conveyed that to Daddy into Hindi. And I remember Daddy just like maybe 5-10 seconds just being in silence and then responding yes. That is what Shiv Baba did. And I remember the surprise in Sister Janti's face as she was interpreting that back into English, that it looks like there's more to it, like why others were having visions of Brahma Baba as well at that time. Why were they experiencing Sri Krishna? Why were they seeing an angel? Because it looks like Shiv Baba took Brahma Baba into that final stage, so that flower as he described it, because this is the first bead of the rosary. He is the most loved. So, he is that soul of Sri Krishna, is the most pure child in this cycle. So if Shiv Baba has taken him into that stage right at the beginning, then that is really the message that Baba was giving in today's month. And then Mama as well, the daddies describe this, don't they? I heard Daddy Janki talk about it many times, that she knew Mama from when they were children. She was about 5-6 years older than Mama. And Mama was not schooled with them in Hyderabad in Sindh. Mama was schooled in Mumbai. She had gone to live with her uncle. And so she was schooled at an English medium convent school. And so anyway, she was living in Mumbai, so she was a city girl, a different type of upbringing. And Dedi Janki was more of that sort of village traditional Bhakti focus girl. So it was a very different type of thinking and mindset. And it was Daddy came into the yajna about 18 months, 2 years after it had started. And she arrived and she met Dedi Prakashmani first. And Dedi Prakashmani said to her that if you're going to stay here, you're going to have to become a diamond. And Dedi Janki said she always remembered that first thing that Dedi Prakashmani said to her. And then they said, well, tomorrow we'll introduce you to Mama. And she assumed that meant Brahma Baba's wife, um, Mother Jashoda. And then they took her to meet actual Mama. And this was the girl that she knew, who that city girl. And it was just very different. You know, in those 2 years, Mama had transformed, something had emerged, and they all really felt she was a goddess that emerged. So you see, for us, there's this effort that we have to make to transition, as the Baba puts it, from thorns into flowers. But I think for Mama and Baba, this was of a second. They they were human beings, and then they were like deity. And so it wasn't process for them. And they then just lived as a flower for the next 30 years. They didn't have a battle. It wasn't, Sister Jayanti used to give classes or mention this on 18th January classes, that um, she didn't think that for Mama and Baba they had a battle with Maya. They just conquered Maya in 1 second. And so for that first Lakshmana, it's not quite the same as us. And for us, we're gradually building our strength, building our wisdom. But Brahma Baba conquered Maya without even hearing Maya. And I remember one time the way Lady Janki phrased it during a Mama's Day class. She said that Mama was able to pull so much power from Shiv Baba that in 1 second her sanskars transformed. And that was the phrase. And and I remember her saying this to me once as well. She said that don't think that transformation needs to take time. Always think that you can do it like Mama did. Do you want to come back on that?
Yeah, thank you for that. Really, when you think, I didn't really think about, Baba giving them any extra help. So I saw them as two souls who recognized their path instantly and what was needed to be done. But it makes sense. I do feel that Baba would have given them extra. And where the imperishable drama is concerned, and as you said, with the knowledge, it does make sense that out of the knowledge comes the virtues, and that's what we take with us. Mhm. This month is going so fast. I felt that, sometimes I get so caught up with service, and that's why I was rushing because I'm in the center a bit much now. I, I really forgot about this classes when I was coming back. I remembered, but I couldn't leave earlier because of what I was doing. But are you having the class on every Thursday now? Is it something that you will do?
Yeah, we can do. And to be honest with you, sister, I also forgot about the class today, and I only put the reminder quite late on because Ranjan Ben reminded me. And yes, it's a bonus fifth Thursday, isn't it? So
Mhm.
I Ranjan Ben really enjoys these classes. If everyone's happy to continue, let's continue. From Because as you know, we meet every day for Amrit Vela, and we've been
Yeah.
making the most of this month and preparing ourselves for this month since December, but also during this month. It's something that we started last year, and I'd never done it before, was as January ended, we continued the Amrit Velas,
Yeah.
and we began preparing for Shiv Jayanti. And it's something I hadn't done in all these years. And I found that then I got a lot more from the actual day of Shiv Jayanti as well. So what I think is if we do continue these Thursdays, because also then quite a few watch the YouTube video later anyway, they catch up. So why not? I also appreciate all of you because I notice that all of you give Ranjan Ben a lot of energy. So I think all of you are keeping her young and healthy, because from the gathering, she gains the blessings of all of you and the energy. So I noticed that mind and body remain healthy for her. So I think that it's a good thing to continue. And let's, from next week, begin some points on Shirbaba and really thinking about, and because we day by day have to improve our recognition of Shirbaba, our experience of Shirbaba. So it's good to do that. And then, like we will in the Amrit Vela, we'll then begin thinking about Daddy Gozal's Day in March and Daddy Janki's Day. So, there's always something for us. We should revise anyway their classes as their days come closer. That's a good thing to do. So yes, why not? We'll just carry on and make this slot. And even if you come for a few minutes, sister, you do add a lot, and I think others benefit from your contribution. Yeah, you want to?
You miss the Saturdays and realize your schedule is a lot. So the Saturdays, I guess, will be out for now.
Yes, we can add in some Saturdays as well, but it might not be every Saturday. So yes, let's do this every week, and then we can add in some Saturdays as well, to try and accommodate different schedules. You wanted to say something? Okay. Yeah, thank you, sister. Thanks for being here.
And it's good to see Ranjan Ben, and she's okay with her health. That's good to know.
She's doing very well. She's always very active, and yeah, she's doing really, really well. And
No,
she's also up early in the morning every day and making her efforts, and then she hears them morally more times than me as well. So I noticed that she's also been making the most of this month, I think, as well.
I know at one time you had discussed that you may have gone to Brazil. That's on a hold.
Ah, yeah, okay. Yes, you might remember that we visited Uganda last year
Yes.
for the UN conference. And
Service
I'll be
day.
honest with you, sister, the long flight put me off. So I was going to go to Brazil and would have wanted to pass through Trinidad. But that flight, we ended up going via Istanbul down. And I think it was a 14-hour flight. And it really, it even took it out of me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so
So
and
that,
we're also hoping that Giant Ben may be here in June because Sister
really,
Henata wants to really celebrate the 50th
okay,
anniversary. We did
brilliant.
something. We did something actually on 18 January. This brother was here, Manoj Bhai. He was here, and it was a very good program. Actually, on the 18th of January, we weren't too pleased with it, but I think here too we've been doing extra meditation. The 7:30, Sister starts at 3:30 as well, and I think that worked so much wonders for that program. A lot of service was done, and I think it was a big hall, Mahatma Gandhi Hall, and as I tell them, when I walked into that hall, I felt like Madhuban, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, it really was powerful vibration. So what I recognize sometimes we oppose what is happening in the drama, and really is to see how benevolent the drama really is, because it really was a powerful program. a lot of service, and even Baba's meeting was really, really powerful. But that's how I felt, as if it was Madhuban vibrations there. And I had not felt that a long while at any of the centers for Baba's meeting.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, it's very interesting, isn't it, how Baba sustains from the subtle region. And um, he did say in the Borg message on this 18th January that it was a very important day for all souls around the world, whether they knew Baba or not. And I think that it was significant. And Baba, in that Borg message, he emerged the religious fathers as well. And I know Trinidad is a place of, like, it's like a melting pot, so many different faiths. And he was saying in there that one part of Baba's revelation is the task of the BKs. But he was saying that the religious fathers also have an important role in revealing the Father. And so he emerged them in the subtle region that day. And then quite often he emerges the scientists. So again, so when we look at how unlimited Baba's task is, I'm sure that one of the roles there in Trinidad will be this multi-faith, multi-connection uh, service that you all have to do, because it's just that type of place. It's, very religious minded, very people very much into their bhakti. So in a sense, it's like a mini India in that sense. And India is also like that. And so I think, I'm sure part of your role there as BKs is going to be inspiring these souls of the different faiths to recognize Baba, and it will happen.
Yeah. Today you haven't heard Shashiben's message, which was about science, just like you said. Shall I mention? Yeah, today, it's in Hindi though, but you know how Sashiben from Madhuban goes every Thursday. So today's message was about, like you said, all the scientists. So if you can get someone to translate, it's in Hindi.
I'll try and do it.
Yeah, okay. But today's message was about the scientists, but for us as well, Baba said you have to be ever ready. Like we read the point about tension, and Baba advised us to keep that balance. So it's the message for us is also about the point, bindi. So those who are listening in Hindi, those who know, if you listen to that message, it's for scientists and all the religious but for us especially as well. Baba said now the time is are going to be so sudden everything, and Baba wants children to be ever ready. So those in Hindi also, if they can listen to that. And also Shanti one message through Rakmani Ben, but that was more, I don't know how old now Ramesh Bhai. It was 20th yesterday, Ramesh Bhai, but he must be about 7, 8 years old or more. So Baba said the child always did a lot of service with a clean heart, even before, but even now he's doing a lot of service. And Baba remembered Nirmala Didi and all that. And so they both were very good messages for regarding, about inspiring us and guiding us. But the Sashiben was more, Baba gave us, as if Baba gave us our results as well. First, he mentioned scientists and all the dharma, religious leaders and things like that. And then important people, they all are very heavy, very tense. But then he remembered us children as well, and Baba gave us our results of what we are. Baba's watching us, and then he advised us to be forever ready. So do listen, and Shannon says he will, yeah, he will.
And thanks for mentioning that Sister Jenti is coming to you in June. So, we'll try and send something with her for your celebration. So that'll be nice. I'll talk with her about that. Wonderful. Thank you. I think this year, our travels, I usually only travel for work now, so it looks like New York. That's pretty sure. Because um, I begin a term, I've been appointed as a representative for my university to a UN committee, and they're meeting every April in New York. So we'll go there, and maybe, it's not 100% yet. The African version of that is in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia this summer. So if we go, I think those will be the two trips that we'll do this year. And then sadly, I think we've got to just ration it. And I think if we try and do too many long trips, it's going to be quite a lot, especially for Ranjanga. So we'll just do that. Otherwise, we did want to come across and meet you all for sure. Thank you.
Something, yeah.
Okay, so let's
Or
finish.
traffic control.
Let's finish with a few minutes of Baba's remembrance. Thank you for that.